morning guys, I have woken up in Rome this morning. I'm heading off to an Alfa Romeo dealership to pick up a Stelvio Quadrifoglio. I've got that car for a week and I'm driving it from Rome down to Sicily to meet up with my brother, his girlfriend, and most importantly my parents, because my mum's about to turn 70. So I thought I would bring you along on this journey. I'm going to stop off halfway. I'm going to hopefully visit the Amalfi coast, maybe have lunch there today. But it should be a good adventure. I'll also do obviously a full review of the Stelvio Quadrifoglio once I get down to Sicily, and you'll see that very soon. Take it easy and enjoy. Cheers. Right then guys, I'm down here at the Motor Village. I just thought the Motor Village was a term that the Italians used for showroom, but this place really is a village. They have everything in here. Of course, being the Alfa Romeo group, or the Fiat group, we've got our Bath in here, we've got Jeep, we've got Lancia, what else we got? We've got Fiat, obviously we've got Alfa Romeo, and hopefully I haven't missed anyone else, but they have got some amazing looking cars in here, and it's just such a cool showroom. It really is. Lots of things to look at, lots of merchandise, lots of accessories. Stelvio Quadrifoglio, just about to pick one of them up. Cool, yeah, so if you're in Rome, definitely come down and have a look in one of these motor villages, because they are properly big and great to have a look around. Right, let's go and get the car. I've picked up the Stelvio Quadrifoglio, which is now parked behind me. I've brought it down to the Colosseum, which is right behind me there. I actually had it parked right next to it a minute ago, which I'll overlay. Lots of people, very touristy down there, but I thought I'd just go and get the shot. Let's go and have a quick walk around the car, have a look at it. Beautiful red colour, carbon ceramics. Really nice, all the details. Pictures don't really do the Stelvio much justice, especially the Quadrifoglio. I just think it looks really sexy in real life. Massive tyres, they're 255s in the front, 285s in the rear. They look like standard P0s, but the rubber compound, they look more like Corsas to me. Quad pipes at the back. Q4. Really sexy. Then we go inside. It's very like the Giulia Quadrifoglio that I had about 18 months ago. Inside we've got the lovely bucket seats that are carbon backed. I believe they're made by Sparco, but I'll double check that. Really nice steering wheel, big fixed paddles that are actually aluminium. Yeah, really nice. And in terms of how it sounds, well, it's quite underwhelming when you start it up in normal mode. Shut that off. But when you put it into race, you actually get, yeah, and on the upshift it's really really quite aggressive. So yeah, lovely car. Show you in the back. See the bucket seats, they're really cool. And it's nice and spacious. That's me sitting very comfortably. You can get another adult in the back there, no problem. And obviously a really big boot. But yeah, I'm going to do a full review on this car, separate video, so I'm not going to get too carried away with the details on this one, but just thought I'd show you, give you a quick look around. The lights are on, look at that. Really good looking, very aggressive looking car. Cool. Right, let's get on the road. I've got some miles to do. I need to get out of Rome first, so that's going to take a while, I'm sure, with the brilliant traffic. Cheers. so about a 3-hour drive, and I find myself on the Amalfi coast. I'm actually in Amalfi itself, the village which is just behind me. I'm sure you've just seen some amazing drone footage. It is beautiful here, absolutely stunning. The car's been amazing. Had a little bit of a spirited drive through some of the mountain roads, but it was quite restricted because the roads are very narrow and there's lots of big trucks and buses coming the other way. But yeah, this place is absolutely stunning. I've always wanted to come to the Amalfi coast, and coming here in a very Italian car is certainly a bonus. Right, I better get out of the road, not get run over, and carry on with the journey. Good morning everyone, welcome to a beautiful part of Italy. That down there is Sapri. Had an adventurous day yesterday, obviously picking up the beautiful Stelvio Quadrifoglio and driving it mostly down some of the autostradas, but did a bit of a pass through to the Amalfi coast, which you would have seen a clip of. That was awesome. Really, in a matter of minutes, discovered that that car is definitely more than just a comfortable SUV. It's the closest thing I've come to driving a sports car, but yet in an SUV. It feels very peculiar. You're sitting up very high, and but yet it just handles and does everything that you'd expect something like, you know, a very, very good sports car to do. So hats off to you, Alfa. That thing's very impressive, and I can't wait to spend the next 5 or 6 days in it. Unfortunately, those of you that follow me on Instagram will know that whilst I was at the Amalfi coast, beautiful place, took my drone up, got a few shots, and then as I was leaving the Amalfi coast, the sun was setting behind me, so I thought I'd better park the car up, get a really nice shot. And as I was reversing or sending the drone out just to get a nice shot, not far, it was about 50 meters away from me, and then suddenly it just literally went like that, and then it just started heading towards the coastline. So normally when it does something like that, you just let go of the controls just to give yourself a bit of a check, but it just carried on going, and then I looked down and it said like disconnected or disengaged or something. Long story short, it hit the sort of cliff not far in front of me. I could see it hit the cliff, so it bounced down, tried to fly again, hit again, and then it landed in a bush about 20 meters above the road. Again, if I was a climber, I could have got to it, but I didn't want to risk it, and it was quite a busy coastal road, so if you did slip down, chances are you'd probably get run over, and all of that for the sake of saving yet another drone would have been a pain. But yeah, it was a real hard one to swallow yesterday, because I do all these trips and these vlogs. I mean, I have the best time, you know. I've just been in the Alps for 2 days with Paul Marek and Car Advice, driving that R8 and the i8. Now Car Advice subsidised all of that trip, which was brilliant. This trip's off my own back. Obviously Alfa have given me that beautiful car, but this is all off my own back, and I love sharing it with you guys, don't get me wrong, but when that sort of thing happens, it's a real bitter pill to swallow. Especially, I think, because it's my second drone in about 4 months. So you look at around £2,000, maybe 1,800 quid I've had to swallow in drones. That brings me to the next point. After being a little bit down and sort of driving through the night, I finally got to my B&B, which is where I'm standing now, on one of their beautiful terraces. Now, this place is just beautiful. I'd seen on TripAdvisor that it was a 9.7 out of 10. It was 65 quid for the night, and that includes breakfast. Absolutely beautiful room, beautiful bed. The hospitality is just second to none. The lovely lady that runs this place, it's been in the family for generations, and it's just beautiful. Sleeps up to 15 people. They've got, you know, loads of sort of terraces like this. In fact, I had my breakfast down here. That was my breakfast table, obviously looking over that this morning. We've got loads of parking, loads of land. That is a pool up there that I'm about to go to, The Alfa is just parked up there. But it's just, honestly, it is amazing. And for 65 quid, I really urge you to come. You know, I've never come this south in Italy before, but it's, what a beautiful part of the world it is. Yeah, need I say more? And obviously, if you are doing a road trip like me and you're heading down south, like to Sicily, then stop by here. I'll put a link to this place in the description, but I can't recommend it higher. And good old TripAdvisor, whenever anything's sort of over a 9, it's good, but a 9.7 for somewhere that's 65 quid a night, you can't go wrong, can you? Anyway, I'm gonna go for a swim. Had a great drive along the coast so far. It's a lot further and slower than I anticipated, and that's usually the case in Italy, so I should have known better. So to save time and a bit of money, I just popped into a supermarket and grabbed myself some ingredients for lunch. I found this lovely beach, and because the Stelvio is four-wheel drive, I've taken the Stelvio on the beach with me and actually set myself up a little picnic. Which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna get tucked into that and enjoy this scenic view. Views don't get much better than this. And then get back on the road and jump on that ferry over to Sicily. Oh, there goes my phone. Hopefully that's my brother or my mum. Right, take it easy. Well, that turned into a really long drive. I think I underestimated the distance big time. The last bit was quite amazing actually. I didn't realise that the very bottom of Italy is, or mainland Italy, is massively mountainous, so there's loads of tunnels. I must have counted 50, 60 tunnels. I gave up after a while, but it was just tunnel after tunnel after tunnel. And then I arrived at the ferry port. Now it is Sunday and there's less frequent ferries on a Sunday. I think I waited about an hour and 20 minutes for one, which isn't too bad I suppose. I've just rolled on. What did it cost me? It cost me 65 euros for an open return for the month. If you book in advance, it's a bit cheaper, and if you go for just the 3 days, I think it's only 40 odd euros for the return, but it's not too bad. It's about a 45-minute crossing. So we've got Sicily just behind me, and mainland Italy is behind the camera, but it's not because there's a boat there, so I can't show you it. But yeah, it's not the biggest of crossings. It's very smooth today, but it is a beautiful September day. Now I've got to get in the car and basically drive all the way across Sicily. It's one of those things, a bit like when people go to Australia and they misjudge distances, because Australia doesn't look that big on a map, but actually it's about 6 hours to fly across. Sicily obviously is nowhere near that size, but you know, I've been looking, Sicily looks tiny in comparison to the rest of Europe, but actually it's kind of big, and it's again very mountainous, so the roads aren't just like straight. There's lots of wiggly roads which are fun, but after you've spent about 6-7 hours in the car, I just want to get to my parents and my brother and his girlfriend. I want to go and have a beer and a lovely feed and get a good night's sleep. So without further ado, I better get down to the car and get ready to disembark this beautiful ferry. I've arrived in southern Sicily. I'm here with my parents, my brother and his girlfriend. They're just about to put dinner on the table, which is amazing. This house, I have to give you a quick house tour because it's honestly, seriously amazing. My brother found this, so just gonna go in here quickly. That's my brother over there and his girlfriend Rani. You've met my brother if you're a follower of my channel, because he picked me up in Melbourne and they both live in Melbourne together. Rani's disappearing. And there's Mum. Hi. And yeah, so I'm just going to give you a quick, and there's Dad hiding around the corner. I'm going to give you a quick house tour because it is amazing. And then I'm going to put this away and enjoy my dinner. So yeah, there's some food. My brother's an amazing cook and so is Rani, so that's really handy. I'll just drink my beer. Where did I put my glass? I think this is it. Can you top me up? Thanks, Dad. So yeah, after a long journey, if you're ever into driving in cars like I am, Sicily is probably not the best place to come for driving. I'm sure it's a beautiful part of Italy, but it is just, it's full of roadworks and absolutely insane drivers, like the worst you've ever seen. Right, house tour, mini house tour. I don't even know what's through here. That's like a laundry room. There you go. One big bedroom. And then beautiful bathroom. Look at this for a bathroom. I know this is really weird, but look. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Look at that bath. Really nice. And then through here, lovely living area. Foosball table. Massive TV. Dining table. Now we can't figure out how to turn the pool lights on, but out here we just have some nice living area, lots of washing hang out, and there is the pool with some sun lounges and all sorts. But we don't know how to turn the pool on, so that's not going to look great on camera. Come back through here, that's through to the kitchen again. Back through here. Really beautiful furniture everywhere. Some like day beds, massive big balcony out there. The beach is literally just there, and then through to the other bedrooms that are all dark, and I'm not going to show you them now anyway because I'm going to go downstairs and have some food. Right, I hope you enjoyed this Rome to southern Sicily vlog. The car has been absolutely faultless. It's been the best car I could imagine to do this sort of journey on, because trust me, the roads in Sicily, I've just done about 3.5–4 hours across Sicily, roadworks, and the road surfaces and conditions are terrible. Worse than anywhere in the world, and I lived in places like India for 9 months, and trust me, the roads here are really bad. So the car was brilliant, just consumed everything. The optional bucket seats that are in it, although you probably wouldn't think they would be good for long journeys, they've just been amazing because they're so supportive, a bit like a stiff bed. Anyway, right, I'm going to stop going on. Hope you enjoyed. Give us a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe if you haven't already, and leave any comments below. Cheers guys, bye. Right, this is a smile on my face, and the reason it's a smile on my face is because after my nightmare of a trip down to Sicily, where I lost my drone and basically felt very down and depressed and out of pocket, etc, etc. I decided to spend a good half a day whilst I was in Sicily researching good climbers on the Amalfi coast, and after a bit of back and forth I finally found this guy who replied to me, a guy called Oreste, now excuse my pronunciation, it's probably wrong, who actually lives 5 minutes from here and about 10 minutes, literally a 10-minute drive away from where my drone crashed. So a bit of back and forth email, he agreed to meet me today. I picked him up about 45 minutes ago, we drove down to the spot. He was up the hill to pick the drone up. I didn't film any of it just because I think last time it kind of jinxed it, filming it all. So he went up there. It was probably about that sort of height on those trees over there. So I'd say it was about 15 to 20 meters above the road. And it was very tricky to get up to the initial ledge and then go along, but he did it with no problems whatsoever. You know, he's a climbing instructor, so I'm going to put a link to his climbing instructor, his Facebook page below. Please make sure you look at it, and if you're into climbing, he does lessons in the Alps and he does them here on the Amalfi coast and nearby. But it's been there almost a week. Thankfully I think it hasn't rained here at all, but it's quite battered, but it's actually, I think it's going to be fixable. I think it's not as bad as I thought it would be. So here it is. As you can see, there's a prop missing altogether there, and this motor doesn't feel great, and it's got a small dent on it somewhere, so that might need replacing. Obviously all the other props are damaged and broken, but that's great, they're fine, they're not expensive. I think it's £8 for a complete set, and I've got a spare set in the car. So, and they're basically the crash zones if you think about it. If it's coming in somewhere hot or into a wall, the blades are the things that hit the wall or the solid object first. So they kind of have helped take some of the impact. Now all the sensors, those ones, and those ones all look good. The camera looks good, but the gimbal maybe doesn't feel like it's 100%, but I can't see any damage or marks on it. The bottom, the undercarriage looks fine. That leg or foot, I guess you'd call it, that one on this side has disappeared. But again, that looks like a spare part that just clicks in, and I'm sure that's not too expensive. All of the aerials, these things here, they seem to work fine. The top's got some scuff marks on it, and in fact a few little gouges from where it's hit quite hard. There's a few marks around there, but considering how hard it hit the wall and how many times it hit the wall, I'm very impressed with the way it looks. And in fact, I'm now going to go and put some new blades on it and a new battery in and just see what happens when we fire it up. So bear with me. Okay, fast forward literally 3 minutes and I've got 4 new rotor blades on there. I had a quick look over the drone itself just to double check everything. I haven't turned it on yet. Obviously it's got one of the legs missing, so that leg's there, that leg's not, but that doesn't affect anything, shouldn't affect flight. I'm not going to send it up here because once again I'm parked or sitting on a cliff edge, and my luck would have it that it would end up stuck down there somewhere and I'd have to go and get my climbing mate back out again. So I'm going to try and fly it later on or tomorrow when I've got maybe a field or something that's a bit more open. But let's just see if it fires up first. So let's just turn my drone, my controller on, and let's turn the drone on and let's see what happens. Okay, well, all 4 propellers turned around, like as in they did their check. Let's just have a look. Well, the camera's working. What? It's not even asking to be calibrated. It can literally, it would take, well, it would supposedly take off, and that camera looks pretty clear to me. Let's do some trickery here. Hello? Can you see me? Yes, I am slightly weird on it. Wow, I can't believe it. And how does it look yet? Gimbal's working. Oh my god. Wow, that is impressive. Well, I need to get to my hotel, or I want to get somewhere immediately where I can fly it semi-safely, so it's not going to end up stuck on a cliff here. But yeah, happy days. Very, 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 very happy. Yeah, hugely relieved. I'll get on the road and hopefully update you later. Cheers. Good morning, guys, from the reflection of the Stelvio. I had to leave it till this morning to try the drone, just because last night I needed to push on, get to the hotel, and I wanted to fly it somewhere that was reasonably flat, that I could retrieve the drone if it decided to go haywire. So it's on the roof of the car on a nice cloth, so don't worry about the paintwork. Got the controller here. I had to calibrate it this morning, which is no new thing. Hopefully you can see that. So I'm going to press, let's see how I can hold this. This is going to be pretty tricky. Right, I'm going to press this, take off. So now it says safe to take off. So let's have a look, see what happens. I might need to drop the camera if it starts going nuts, but let's have a look. Here we go. No, doesn't like it. Okay. Yeah. Motor propeller error, it said on the screen just then. So you could see that as it was trying to take off, it basically did this. It tilted. So that tells me that one of these motors, which is probably this one that has got the most friction, doesn't feel quite as healthy. These weren't spinning as quick as those ones, so therefore it just wanted to do that. But thankfully it realised it was doing that before it decided to probably fly straight into me and the camera. So drone is damaged, but at least the camera works, and hopefully it will be a maximum of maybe 2 motor blades. But there you go. So no drone go, but at least it works in a certain way.